Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's After Effects QuickTip scripting tutorial. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make a password behaving edit text box, where once you type in any text inside of it, it will immediately encode it into something that's unrecognizable to protect you. And if you want, you can clear it, or you can view the original, as it will store all of the original text you're looking at too. So you could just alert the original text, or even have it switch back to switch between the sort of encoded password and what you're actually typing. So in this QuickTip tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this super simple UI, how to basically randomize every keystroke that comes in, but also maintain the original password or text that they're typing in. Before we get started, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon down below to be notified of when new videos are coming out on the channel. And down in the description, you can check out the simple code for this in the GitHub link, as well as down there you can follow us on Instagram to be notified of new imagery and live updates. Oh yeah, and of course, don't forget to join the Discord, which is over 80 members strong, where you can get help with scripting, extensions, plugins, expressions, and much more. So without further ado, let's get started. We need to first create this super simple UI, which has 3 elements within it that go from left to right. So we can start by creating a variable called window and set this equal to a new window. The type of window this is going to be is a palette window, and we'll just call it password with undefined size. Then, because we don't need groups, we're just going to add all 3 of these elements to our window here, but we want them to go from left to right. We need to set our window orientation equal to a row. Then we can add our password edit text box, which is equal to our window, and we're going to add some edit text, undefined, and we'll start it to be empty. We're going to want it to be pretty long, so I'm going to grab my password edit text.size and set it to something maybe like 220 by 25. And then next we'll want this clear button, which will clear our password as well as our original password memorization. So we'll say var clear button is equal to our window. We're going to add a button, undefined size, and call it clear. Then I'll duplicate that and I'll change clear to original. Now our UI is complete. I'll grab my window and center it, and then I'll grab it again and show it. So now we have the same exact UI, but now when we type, everything is what we're typing, and we want to hide that. So I'm going to create 2 variables. One is going to be called our original string, which we'll set to an empty string. And then we'll also have our sort of password string, which will be the sort of obfuscated encoded string that the user is seeing. And then we need to know whenever the user adds in some new text, or whenever they hit a button here, we need to know. So what we're going to do is grab our password edit text, and usually we use on-click functions on the channel, but now we can use something called on changing. So if we say on change, you can see there's an on change, which will handle the change once they reduce focus from the element. So if this would detect an on change, not when you type in the edit text, but when you change the edit text and then click on something else. In order to just detect whenever you're changing anything inside of it, we need to say .onChanging, which applies for scroll bars, edit texts, and sliders specifically. And this is going to be equal to an anonymous function. And this is sort of where the meat of the code is going to be. So first I'm going to apply our code for our clear button .onClick. So when you click on the clear button, what's going to happen? When you click on clear, we need to clear this, and we need to clear the variables. So I'm going to grab the variables that we're going to be using to store things. We're going to have our original string, which contains the original typed text, and the password string, which contains the encoded looking text. And we're going to set those to be empty. We're also going to grab the password edit text.text, and we want that to be empty as well. And also for my on changing, I need to remove these parentheses. So now if I run it and type in a bunch of text and hit clear, all of our variables, including our password edit text, will be reset. And also don't forget about our original button, which sort of just serves to see that everything is working. And when we hit the original button, we just want to alert the original string, which for now is going to remain empty, because now we need to add the main meat of the code when they change anything inside of the password edit text. So there's 3 things that need to be done when we change or add a key in here. The first thing that needs to be done is we need to store whatever the real input was, and that needs to be stored inside of our original string. So I'll take my original string and set it equal to itself plus something. And what I'm going to set it to is the first character in our edit text. So in order to do that, I'm going to say edit text.text, and we're going to slice it from 0 to 1. So this will take our edit text here and slice it from position 0 to position 1, which gives us this value of 1. Then we need to change what the actual display looks like to hide whatever they input. So then I'm going to say our password string plus equals something. Now this is where things are going to get a little creative. We need to have this giant array full of all of the characters we want to be able to have it randomized between. So I have all the capital alphabetical letters and I have all the lowercase ones as well as 0 through 9. So you could add in symbols and things if you wanted, but in my case, we're just going to use lowercase and uppercase alphabet and numbers. And what we want to do each time they change this, each time they add something, we want to add a random one of these characters. So we have our giant string called characters. We're going to be getting our character from, and we need to grab a random index from within it. So if I grabbed characters index 0, I'm going to get uppercase A. If I grabbed characters index 2, I'm going to get uppercase C, and we just want to grab a random one of those along this whole string of text every time we go in here. So what we're going to do is say math.floor, because when we generate random numbers, it's going to usually give us some sort of decimal. So we want to round that decimal, and we're going to use the function called math.random, and we're going to multiply our random number by whatever the character's length is. So I'll say characters.length. And the reason we want to do that is because math.random will give us a value between 0.0 and 1.0. If we multiply 1.0 by how many characters we have, for example, if there's 70 characters in here, 70 will now be the max that random can generate. If random gave you a 0.1, you multiply it by our max of 70 or 80, you're going to get 8, which will give you the 8th figure. If you get the max value of 1.0 out of this random and you multiply it by 80, you'll get the very last one. So essentially we're just using characters.length as the max of our entire random. So this will get a random one of these characters and add it to our password string. And the last thing we need to do is update the main text box here to have that new string. So I'm just going to grab the edit text.text and set that equal to our password string. Now let's go ahead and run it and see how we're doing. So if I go ahead and start typing, you can see nothing is changing. Of course, I forgot to use the actual variable name password edit text. So if we go ahead and rerun it now and start typing, we're still not going to get there. So let's go ahead and stick in some right lines. Start with A, B, C, and D, and we'll see how far we get and see what's causing the issue here. So now if I run it and enter a key, we're just going to get to A. So we're not successfully adding to our original string. And once again, that's because we used the wrong variable name. So now I should be good to remove all these. And now if we run it, start typing in some text, every time we type something in, it's going to give us randomness. And we can hit clear, and let's type in password and hit original. We're going to get the text password, but everything else is obfuscated. Maybe the last thing I could think of that you could do for this is instead of just alerting the original string, you could change it back to the original, but then you would need to swap the button to be password to original back and forth. But hopefully that explains it well of how you can create your own sort of password edit text inside of After Effects scripting. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe down below and the bell icon to be notified of when videos are coming out twice weekly on the channel, and in the description you can get the code for this project in the GitHub link, and follow us on Instagram there as well. You can also join the Discord server, get help with scripting, extensions, plugins, expressions, and much more, help out people, provide code, or ask questions you have. And lastly, if you'd like to help out the channel and donate in crypto, there are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and basic attention token addresses down in the description. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.